Hey, this is Rachel again. Okay, 7 kids still here, so we're gonna see if I can do it again. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is a quick edit of this image. We're gonna do 2 different edits, show you how quickly this can go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this image right here, which is just a darling, darling setup. It's got nice light, but again, baby's a little bit red. So what are we gonna do with it? Well, first of all, one thing I just wanted to show really quick is you can do things like a quick black and white. I want to show you how amazingly beautiful and quick this is. So there is dramatic black and white. We can add a little bit of the spotlight vignette. That right there is just gorgeous. I mean, you can still even come in with a brush, and if you wanted to bring in something, a little bit of maybe some light dodging over here. There's just a lot that we can do to make this really stand out. We can also come in, paint a little bit more vignette if we wanted to, a little bit of darkening along this area. Anyway, there's so much that you could do. Okay, so if you wanted to save that, you could make a virtual copy. You come down here, create virtual copy, and bam, you have this virtual copy right there, which is super great, so that you can go through as you're working and just save what you've got. Now I'm going to go back and reset this. The black and whites work on the straight out of camera images, so it's super fast. Most of them are 1 click and done. You can, you know, rev them up a little bit with brushes if you decide to. Let's make that a little bigger so you can see. But it doesn't, you know, mean that you have to use brushes, because a lot of times it's 1 click and done. So oh, let me close up my brush thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's work over here really, really quick. I think that this one would be pretty with just a pinch of matte. Not a heavy matte, but I like those really soft, smooth transitions with newborns, because, you know, a lot of times we're going to use a little bit more directional light when we're lighting newborns, so that you can accent those beautiful tiny baby features, the little puckery lips, the tiny nose. You want to have not flat light, a little bit of directional light, as you see here, so that you can get that shadowing and the shaping, and you can really just see all these features to perfection. So let's walk through this. Again, I'm going to show you kind of like as much as I can in an edit, so that you can learn a lot about these, but it goes so quickly. Okay, so here we have, I think we'll just use the matted workflow. I like what it's done to the skin, but as you can see, one thing that we've had to do in making these presets, this is what I think has made it really hard for people to make presets that are clean for so long, is everybody has been trying to work and say, let's make a brush. But we've had to work on skin first, and then we work on the background with the brush. So here it's not necessarily the 1-click preset. Many of them can be, especially if you're working on a lighter background. But I wanted to show you what happened with a heavier background, a deeper background. It's really, really quick. Here we've got skin that's starting to look really nice. So we're going to come over here to the brush, and I'm going to use the background restore. I'm going to use a nice deep brush, and as you can see from the extra lines around my brush, I have a pretty heavy feather. In fact, I have 100% feather on. It makes it look much more natural. Oh, I need to pull my flow up. You can adjust your flow or your density so that it doesn't come on like gangbusters. However, here I do feel like I actually am going to pull it up quite high and work it just real quick in. As you can see, it's just going to touch on all those edges, but it's very nice, very, it gives it a very, it brings back that depth and that dimension very quickly, but having the feather on keeps it looking quite natural. That's really, really important. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and click new. Every time you're doing a new brush, you're going to want to click new. So I'm going to come over here, and I think because the baby's still a little red, she started off quite red, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do fluorescent fingers light, just a little bit on the side of her face, just to pull out some of those reds, but I don't want her to look pale or anything like that. There we go. I think she looks really nice. I love that skin tone now. I'm going to click new one more time. Her little fingers down here, they started off very red. Now they're just a tiny pinch red. I think I might pull in just a little bit of the fluorescent fingers light on them, just to give them that nice look. Newborn fingers and toes, they can so easily get that kind of fluorescent pinky red look. And that is very normal, but we can quickly change that with these brushes, which is just super. I think this looks super right now, but we could even come in. I'll add one more new brush. I'm going to try the Detail Pop. I really, really like this brush. I might pull down the flow just a little bit, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to get that little sweet flower, bring that back a little bit. And then I'm also going to come in and I'm going to pull the flow down just a little bit more. When I'm working on the face, I want to be super gentle. Just go along the bottom edge of the lip, just so that that pops out, possibly along those eyebrows, and maybe along this little shadow of the nose. Just, you know, these little areas of importance that kind of give us our features, we can click on those and do that. You know, I feel like that looks pretty good. That just took a couple of minutes. A lot of it was me talking about newborn lighting and things like that. We could always come in, use a skin smooth. I try not to over smooth the babies because you want to keep a little bit of that baby hair and the baby texture, because that's just part of the beauty of newborn. But you can come in and make it a heavier thing. You can use the skin smoothing. And one thing that you can do, brushes are almost like layers in Photoshop. So while you have your one click and you can only hit these different things only one time with the one click, the really, really great thing here is that you can come in with your brush and you can just layer and layer and layer, and you can come back and you can edit on each of these, bring them up and work on them. If you say, oh, I think I need to change this a little bit, you absolutely can. Or you can create new brushes. It's pretty amazing. So you can get that built up layered effect, but it is, again, very, very quick because you can really bust out the biggest part of the edit without having to just do it over and over and over again. You can get 20 different clicks in one really, really quick click here with the presets, which I think is just splendid, just fantabulous. We could also come in, I had forgotten, we could add that spotlight vignette if we wanted to make it a little bit more of a spotlight look on the baby. So there's so many ways to mix it up and bring this in. But again, here's this before and after. I wanted to keep this up so you could see where it was going. But I really feel like we've taken what's kind of a little bit darker and a little bit of that red tones and those red fingers. And we've given it a very nice pop. We've also kind of brought in some of those shadows a little bit more, so it's a little bit more dramatic, and it looks very professional, and I really love this. So we're so excited about this. I think I will make a few more of these as I have little quiet moments throughout the day, so we can walk through different types of edits and talk about kind of what can look really, really great. And we also covered the black and white. I think next time I want to talk a little bit about the high key black and white and how to work on some of those images. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. This is Rachel again from Pure Photoshop Actions. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.